Ladies and gentlemen, we are close. We are, I don't know, but around about this close now to 1 million subscribers. I just want to thank everybody in advance for your subscriptions, both now and in the future. We are, quick maths, 3,409 subscribers, 3,410 subscribers away. Thank you, whoever just unsubscribed. That made me feel a whole lot better about myself. Welcome, everybody, to vidIQ Channel Audit Tuesday live stream, where we don't worry about how many subscribers we are getting. We worry about how many subscribers you could potentially get, along with all of those awesome views, that amazing community you are going to build through our wisdom, our experience, our stories, everything that we can share with you that's hopefully going to bring you onto the next phase of your YouTube journey. And it's done all through vidIQ's channel audits every single Tuesday. But as always, I could not do this without my esteemed collection of co-hosts. And I feel as if you were going to have a team, or like the pure vidIQ collection, then this might be it. Introducing first, all the way from artificial intelligence, because we still do not know if he's actually a real person. Nobody's seen him live in person. It could just be all computer generated graphics, but he is a gaming master. It is Dan. Hey, Dan, how are you? How's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. All right. It sounds as if you need to reinstall your emotion engine to give it a bit more energy and pizzazz.
I need an update.
I need an update. Are we going to go for Dan? What, V1.19? Would that be right for Dan Craft?
That is accurate. That is, yeah.
Awesome. I bet you love me always saying that you are not a real person. That probably makes you feel great about yourself.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. All right. Let's see what we can say about Jeff to make him feel magnificent, superior, the coolest man in the live streaming universe, the coolest glasses, the coolest microphones,
this is quite an
the
intro.
coolest lights, a bit of Lego to one side as well. Jeff, how you doing? El Jelly in the house.
I'm hanging in there, man. How's everybody doing today?
Everybody, I believe, is doing awesome.
Nice.
And last, but maybe third or second, I don't know, you lot can fight it amongst yourselves, introducing the man who has been, I guess, my longest serving wingman here on a channel audit live stream. I think we've been doing this now for almost 2 years, perhaps even more. Travis, you keep coming back. Thank you for supporting us.
Has it only been 2 years? It feels like a lot longer.
It might be. I guess it's for however long you've been at vidIQ. Like,
yeah,
minus a couple of weeks when we first got you in on the live streams.
Longer, yeah.
It's been emotional. It's been a journey. We're almost there, and we'll continue to do more live streams in the future. But first, I think we need to welcome some of our amazing audience into the house. I mean, look, hey, Travis, someone say hello to you. Sweetie's Cat World saying hello to you there, Travis. How you doing? Dan, who are you saying hello to?
Only people who said hello to Travis. So Koifish Gaming, hello to you.
Yeah,
Yep.
That's it. Okay, just one person.
Oh, wait, there's like 3 other people. I just saw it.
What
Tech
about that?
DNA. We got them. They said hello to Travis.
Look at this one.
Dan the hologram. Wow.
It's Dandroid.
Dandroid.
Yeah.
Can we think of artificial intelligence names of Dan? That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Everyone's saying hello to Travis now.
There we
Travis,
go.
Yeah. All of the love. Oh, Travis. All right. Good stuff. Jeff, who are you saying hello to?
Let's say hi to Minecraft Transformers. Gotta love that. Also say hi to Spooky Boo Scary Story Time. Gotta love that too. And who else? Let's see. Let's pick another one here. Handy Cobot. Good morning.
Nice.
And Travis.
Yeah.
We've already done you, Travis, haven't we? But you can say hello to some more people if you want.
Cool Gamer Main, Stephen STO, Scully Ray, Fax with Shaman, and then Sirius 69 XX.
Travis in the chat. Hey, Travis in the chat. All right. So, folks, welcome to the vidIQ channel audit live stream. I can see that according to this poll I posted about an hour ago, of which 450 people of you voted, 25% of you have had a channel audit in the past, but 75% of you have not. So I assume that many of you 75%ers are I would say relatively new to this channel audit live stream. And if that is the case, then you probably need to know how all of this is going to work. And this quick video will explain just that in 60 seconds. Welcome to the vidIQ channel audit livestream, where we review your YouTube channels. There are 2 links in the description, one for gaming channels, one for non-gaming channels. Make sure you submit every week as we clear the form after every livestream. Channel audits are 100% free, so please don't send us any super chats expecting to receive an audit. And don't waste your time asking for one in the chat. If there are any alternative ways to get picked for an audit, such as memes, we will let you know during the livestream. If we can't audit your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 for you. If you haven't already installed vidIQ, download it now for free. A link is in the description, and make sure to take advantage of our free 30-day trial. If you submit your channel for audit, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, our experience, and our passion as fellow YouTube creators. It's up to you whether or not you take our advice. There are tons of links to lots of useful resources in the video description. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already done so. Share this live stream with another fellow creator who may find it useful. And finally, moderators, thank you for everything that you do every single week. All right, let's do this. Final bits of housekeeping as always. This week, we are supporting Team Seas. I do not know whether you've heard of this phenomenal campaign that's being spearheaded by Mr. Beast and Mark Rober right now, but they're trying to remove £30 million of trash from our rivers, beaches, and oceans. Their aim is to raise $30 million by the end of this year. Within 4 days, they've already raised $10.5 million, which is absolutely incredible. I don't know if you've seen our little live stream tracker that's been running and probably really annoying the top of your home feed for the last couple of days. We'll sort that out soon, but we're going to let it run for a couple more days. But if you do want to support Team Seas, then any super chat donations go directly to that cause. Thank you very much in advance if you decide to do that. As always, we get hundreds of channel submissions every single week, and we cannot audit every single channel. So what I recommend you do, if possible, is load up a second screen with your channel so that when we're auditing somebody else's channel, you can compare and reflect on the fundamentals that we're going to be discussing, be it channel focus, thumbnails, titles, etc., etc. And of course, we are not just a channel audit service on a Tuesday for 2 hours. We are a suite of astonishing tools that are going to help you 24/7. For example, when you start creating content on your channel and you authenticate with vidIQ, it's going to start throwing you daily ideas every single day, of course. And if we look at our daily ideas from vidIQ today, we will see that it is suggesting that maybe we want to make a bit of content about the YouTube community tab. And why is that? It's because Dan has been doing some excellent content on how the community tab is now available to a lot more creators. So vidIQ is seeing what we're working on and maybe what we want to do next on our channel. So I might save that idea. Next one, how to get more views on your YouTube channel in 2021, get more views. Okay, it's a fairly generic one, but maybe that's refreshing me to say, Rob, you know, it's coming up to 2022 and people always like to do tutorials and New Year's resolutions about the upcoming year. So maybe we need to get that in our planning list for a video in the future. I think I'll save that one. And then promote your YouTube video by Google Ads. Okay, so I think the general consensus between the 4 of us is that we wouldn't suggest trying to grow your channel through Google Ads, but maybe this is sparking the idea of suggesting why we wouldn't do that. So this is just idea generation, and we get 50 a day from the vidIQ tool. So that's over 1,000 video ideas a month. Surely you can take the top 10 of those and start turning them into video content. Now that is the daily ideas tool, along with all of our tools, channel audit, trend alerts, most viewed, the video scorecard. The list is almost endless at this point. And as always, there is a link in the description which will allow you to get 30 days of full access with the vidIQ trial for new customers. Make sure to check out the description and use that code if you haven't already tried vidIQ. But with all of that being said, I think it's now time to start doing some channel audits. And as we've been experimenting in the last couple of weeks, we're trying to take this a little bit more intimate, a little more personal, a little bit more live. And to do that, we need to bring on a guest auditee every single week. And we have another willing victim, volunteer for this. And he goes by the name of Barry Mullin, the NE, I believe that's New England drone list. Barry, welcome to the live stream.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you guys taking your time and doing this for me.
Awesome. So what we're going to do with Barry is we're going to audit his channel live. We're going to ask him questions. He can fight back and ask us questions for the next 10 minutes. So in order to do that, I'm going to bring up the countdown timer. And as soon as I start that, then I'm going to throw over to Dan, Jeff, and Travis, and you can start asking Barry about his channel. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. The time starts, and we look at Barry's channel. Take it away, team.
How long have you been at this?
About 4 or 5 months now.
4 or 5 months. These are really excellent views for
700 subscribers.
Thank you.
Hundreds, thousands of views. That's a good channel growth there, I would say.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very New England based, obviously. They're going a bunch of the New England titling and the titles and stuff. I actually have a couple friends of mine that have drone channels. 51 Drones is one of my buddies, and let's see, who's the other guy that we follow, Jeff, on Twitter?
Original Dobo.
Two very good drone channels. Definitely check them out. So it looks like you're mostly doing New England aerial drone stuff.
Yes.
Which is great. So what's the end goal? Like, is it just to show all of New England from the air?
This goal is I want to turn the whole channel into more of a travel guide. Pretty much show how beautiful the locations are. Tell a little bit about the locations. Just show people how truly beautiful New England is. You know what I mean? Especially around my area. I mean, as you can see a little bit further on, I did Connecticut. That's pretty much as far as I've gotten so far. But it's been getting very well received. You know what I mean? So I've been just kind of going with that.
Just to confirm, Barry, you're not a professional drone photographer. Like, you're not trying to sell a service, like, or anything. You're sorry.
Yes, correct. More of just a hobby right now. You know what I mean? So I just want to show people. I don't even have anything to buy this, buy that. It's just pretty much you go into the channel and you see how beautiful the locations are, and that's pretty much it. I mean,
so my question before I throw it to others is there any reason why you haven't focused on the technology itself? You've not really focused on like new drones being released or like how to use them, how to fly them. It seems very much on the experience as opposed to the tools behind it.
Yeah, I'm kind of dipping into that now that I got a new drone. I bought the new Air 2S, and I kind of went from the Mini 2. So I'm just I'm looking into putting out a video, maybe reviewing that, maybe my first flight. Kind of get on camera a little bit. Then get into the whole technology. But
okay.
I don't know how much that would hurt my channel because I'm trying to do the location based. So I don't want to do anything to mess up anything, if you know what I mean, like niche wise. I'm not trying to go all technology. I want to really show like the travel guide type thing. You know what I mean?
Fair point.
Yeah, I mean the views here are really, really good for a channel that's not been around that long. View to subscribers well over what it should be for a channel this size. So I think continuing to do what you do is definitely the right move. I'm unsure about the thumbnails though. I'm like, some are better than others, obviously. I'm guessing that just in the video itself, there's probably better thumbnails. Just
good engagement there. I just want to know 2,000.
Oh yeah.
Like for something that's kind of experience, to get 2,000 views and 100 comments. But Travis, let's go back to these thumbnails because I was hoping people would maybe talk about these.
So I'm guessing, like, if you click on almost any of these videos, that within maybe the first couple of seconds, you're going to find a really dope thumbnail opportunity.
Right.
So there's so many of these these video portions of the video are just, look at that one right there. Look at that. Look at the color. Of course, we're in the hamster internet again.
Yeah, I apologize as usual.
But there's some really dope looking color combinations and stuff here that I think would be Like, so actually that thumbnail's not bad. I
Yeah,
just wonder
agree,
how much
yeah.
of the text over top of it is kind of distracting.
Okay, so pretty much not much text, maybe a little bit, smaller.
And then for me, and I, listen, everyone's different. These 3 slice pictures are it's too much because you can hardly concentrate on anything, like this food truck thing where there's like it's a picture split into 3. It's too much. I feel like you're trying to. It's not clear enough. Like if it's a food truck thing, then one big food truck kind of elevated. Again, you probably have the shot somewhere in the video.
Yes, probably. Yeah.
Yeah. That would be a better shot than trying to slice too much. I think some people are putting titles and stuff in their thumbnails because they feel like they have to. You don't have to.
Okay.
At all. But I think some people think.
Can I ask a question? Do you think it's important to include the location because it's specifically at this point New England drone footage, or do you think we can just get rid of all of his text, Travis? Because I was wondering the same thing. Like, is it still necessary, but maybe to put it in one of the corners so it's not as intrusive?
Well, I mean, obviously it's in the title, right? And I assume, are you using the little location option for your video as well, or no?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm optimizing everything, with a vidIQ and trying to do keyword research better and all that stuff.
Yeah, I don't.
This is this thing, everyone. By the way, just you can actually really specifically play location, and we don't recommend you use it that often. But I think in Barry's case, it's absolutely ideal for travel and such.
Yep, for what he's for this niche, that is it's essential in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know if he needs it in the text of the thumbnail or not. I think you already have it kind of nailed in the title anyway. I just think like some just beautiful imagery from the drone itself. I think if you look at any kind of drone footage for traveling tourism, you'll probably see that it has very little text on it.
So how do you think it would look? I mean, without any text, you know what I mean? Would that be probably better?
Yeah, Rob's already on it, but the search I did, if anyone uses text, it's always out of the way. They don't put it in the middle. Right. And that looks like just like that at the top right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Less is more on this approach, but what Rob's doing here is something that I do normally for myself, and I recommend to our customers is to do a bit of thumbnail research.
Hey, there's my video.
Yeah, you're there.
Yeah, so basically do some thumbnail research. So when you're going to make this video, let's say it's going to be New England aerial drone tour, whatever it might be, cliff walk. Look at what other thumbnails look like in this niche. Do they use text? Do they not use text? Where are they using the text? Is it less is more? So sometimes you'll see where they'll do maybe 1 word, maybe 3 words, but it'll sort of be ghosted in, or not so much to where it ruins the picture essentially. Right. So sometimes subtlety can do a lot better for you, or moving it off to one side. Like this top one for me looks amazing because it puts
it's
it
a
right
gold
in the
standard,
sky.
isn't it?
Yeah,
that is a gold standard.
It's perfect. Yeah. And
they
obviously bumped up that saturation, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah,
that's the video of the fall foliage that you just were watching. I was trying to kind of get there with that thumbnail, but I kind of went a little overboard with the text. I get it.
Yeah, and there's no reason why you can't go back. There's no reason why you can't go back and change things either.
Oh yeah, no, I plan on changing everything that needs to be changed. That's for sure.
I'm curious, Barry, what is your click-through rate at this point? Do you have any idea, roughly speaking?
Before this, I had one that was like just too much, where you look and it's like just a big blob of red, and I noticed it went down to 3%. I was like, that's bad. Normally I'm at between 8 and 10%.
Okay, so that's a good benchmark to set yourself. So obviously when you're doing these tests, you want to be very sensitive, because sometimes you make changes which you think are right, and then they just don't work for your audience and it drops. So really pay attention to that. So we have about 1.5 minutes left. What any other questions from the gang here?
Are we using the community tab at all?
Yes.
Let's see. 3 hours ago. Is that recent enough for you, Jeff?
Yes.
But I mean, considering you are a drone channel, more spectacular drone shots like this, I think, may help you.
If you click on,
whenever you post these, just make sure you include the video link in that post so people can get to the video where this image is as well.
Yes, that makes sense.
You can also pin it in the top comment if you don't want to always have a link in your image post.
Good point, Dan.
Okay.
That's also a more subtle way to do it.
Oh, okay.
All right. We've got 45 seconds left. So the question I wanted to ask you very quickly is: your videos tend to be relatively short, between 2 to 5 minutes. What is the average view duration? And do you narrate, or is it just music, or is it text describing? Like, I'm going to try and play one, but it just won't work. So just briefly describe the average video for you.
You can go ahead. It'll always load.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I'm sorry. Can you repeat the question one more time?
I was trying to find out about the experience. Like, is it just music while you're flying, or are you narrating?
It's music. Sometimes text will come up and ask a question. You know, pretty much to have people answer questions in the comments. I'm trying to get that, you know, engagement into the channel now. You know what I mean? Before it used to be I stopped flying. And, you know, it's beautiful music, beautiful location. Now we're trying to put more descriptive into it. And now, like, it's a travel guide. And then, you know, just trying to do much better.
All right, then. I would love to ask you what your average view duration is, but I'm afraid time has come to an end. Oh, that's so agonizing. Oh, imagine if Barry and others had another 50 minutes to talk about their channel. Oh, what would they talk about? Jeff and Travis, tell us, what do you talk about when you're auditing live, one-on-one with your clients?
Turtles, usually. Turtles come up pretty often.
Oh.
Yeah. No, just kidding.
Wow,
so yeah, no, we talk about all kinds of different stuff. So
okay.
yeah, whether it's you know, we talk about strategy, we talk about you know, best ways to make use of the vidIQ tools, you know, thumbnail research, titling. So we go into a lot of different aspects of it, and we also take a look at their you know, the person that we're talking to, whether it's Barry, whoever. We would actually go in and take a look at their analytics to start making more data-driven decisions about, you know, how they should move forward.
Well, that sounds like something that even I would might. Jeff, can I get an hour of your time? And
sure,
go through
you got it, man.
Channel? That would really, really appreciate that. Barry, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on. I hope you found some useful tips and tricks from
I sure did. I really appreciate it.
The teaser of what a live audit might be. We wish you the very best of luck. And how close are you to 1,000 subscribers? Let me just check. Oh, not that far away. So monetization, perhaps. Or shall we say like January 2022? Maybe that would be your target for that.
I'm trying, but my watch hours are horrible, man.
Oh,
I can't with these 1 to 3 minute videos.
That's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shorter videos make it tough.
Yeah.
So that's why I was thinking maybe
too.
If you have maybe more tutorial stuff or things about the latest drone technology, I think they might. But as you said, there's going to be a definite balance there between the audience that likes his experience flying drone videos and then people who are actually interested in technology. So again, something that's maybe worth testing out. Barry, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for your time. And yeah, hopefully we can maybe see you in 3 or 4 months and see where you are. Yes,
perfect. Subscribe, you know.
Done. Subscribe. There you go. All right. Thank you very much, Barry. He is going to now depart and do lots of improvements to his thumbnails. And we're going to carry on auditing your channels. And we will now look at the first channel that's submitted from the form in the description. And it is Fishing the Southeast, or FTS for short. 250 subscribers. Dan, I don't know why, but I always gravitate towards you as the fishing expert for some reason. I think it's because you told me once 2 years ago that you had a friend who had a fishing channel. So you are the de facto fishing expert. So tell us everything you know about fishing.
Don't even know how he's doing lately. I haven't checked up on him. So one thing he told me though is, and this channel's already doing it, even though we're looking mostly at equipment here, they're still doing it. The people who enjoy fishing content want to see the catch. They want to see it front and center. It needs to take up the whole thumbnail. Now, I really like these thumbnails for the most part. I would say the only thing I don't like is the text, because it's kind of, when it is there, it's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know how to make my text look fancy kind of text, you know, whether it be a stroke effect, underlining, tilting it, changing the color. Yeah. It's just there, isn't it?
Yeah, this is a classic, like, because I went through this. So
too,
this is a
me too.
this is a
Still
classic
do.
phase of being a creator, but you don't have a background in like graphic design, stuff like that. So but there's ways you can learn how to do YouTube on YouTube, right? So there's obviously different apps that you can use if you don't want to do it, like if you don't want to do Photoshop and stuff. But like even for my own thumbnails personally, I'm still using my phone. I'm still using a free app on my phone to put text on my thumbnails. So there's ways to do this. You just kind of got to look and see what's working. But the ones like Dan said, the thumbnails that are impressing me or that are catching my eye, the ones that don't have text,
Right.
because it's focusing on the subject of the video.
So what I'm noticing here is a lot of very interesting fishing equipment. And the view counts, I mean, they've been doing this for about 7-8 months, it looked like when you scroll down. So
Just
they've been at this. Yeah, they've been at this for a while. I would say they have their thumbnails right. I'd say, I mean, we could look at titles. I'm kind of wondering if maybe they benefit from more fishing. It looks like they have one video there where they went fishing. I wonder if these would be more engaging if you took the thing you were showing in that video and exclusively in that video fished with that, but go fishing, like catch something, you know, put this stuff to actual use. Because right now it looks like we're just doing unboxings of fishing lures and things like that. And there might just be that disconnect with this audience who genuinely they would like to know about this stuff, but I think genuinely they also look for this content because they want to see everything in action.
So an idea might be a thumbnail that's split in two with maybe I don't know, before it's just the equipment of a bait, and then after is like the huge catch. Yeah, to show maybe the result of something that you're
I caught
using.
this with this kind of like separation. It could be a way to go. Now, this is something worth testing. Definitely do your research. I'm contrary to what Rob said, I'm not a fishing expert, but I've never seen a fishing channel like this where I'm sure they're out there, but where they just review the gear, and by the looks of the thumbnails and the title, I'm not going to get any actual fishing out of it, and I don't know how this audience is going to feel about that.
You've played Zelda Breath of the Wild, right, Dan?
Oh yeah,
and you've done some fishing on that.
Actually, no, I don't think I've done a lot of fishing on that one.
I see, because it's another pointless part of the game. That's why.
Hey, you gotta craft, man. Fishing is part of the crafting aspect of it, and it's very peaceful, man.
I go hunting. I definitely hunt down the creatures, the bows and things like that. But fishing is, I don't know. I just haven't gone fishing.
I am taking this to my grave. Breath of the Wild is rubbish.
Then why, if you're taking it to your grave, you can't say that. You can't tell people. That's what taking something to your grave means. You're not going to tell people.
It's going to be on my grave. It's going to be on.
It's going to be on your tombstone.
Right. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I'm gonna waste my legacy.
Dan said that's not how any of this works, sir.
Okay. Where were we? Travis, anything to add to this one, or are we?
Look, I think you guys were good, and I love the fish talk. We need to do some fishing there, Dan. What's wrong with you? Oh my God!
Let's talk about Minecraft instead. This is the first gaming channel that's submitted in the fall.
I thought that said Shartfla.
Sartfla. I believe what
you should put an H in there. That'd be great. Where's Savage? Where is Savage?
Where are you? Definitely a Minecraft channel, I believe, Dan. But looking at the thumbnails and the titles, what is all of this about? I don't know what these titles mean.
Well, I'm looking at this and I can kind of see what they're maybe trying to do, and that is appeal to machines. They're trying to directly appeal to robots and machines. They're hoping that all these very ambiguous terms are going to equal search traffic to their channel, and in some cases it might. But we're seeing more and more and more that you should really be titling your videos for people. And I say seeing, but I'm saying, like, as we test this ourselves, we're getting much better results by changing up our titles, and we make them searchable in some ways, but we want that emotional draw. We want to make sure that they're still something that's going to get people's attention. And I'm not seeing that in any of these titles. I'm not even looking at the thumbnails yet because the titles caught my eye immediately. It's this Minecraft 2B 2T. I don't know what that means. It could be a version number. It could be just a special mod or something on that particular instance of Minecraft that you've rolled. It almost doesn't matter though, because that's not, whatever that is, it's not what people are looking for. There might be a street name for it that people are typing, but I don't think people are going, was it 2B? What was that? You know, and they're confused.
Or not to be?
To be or not to be. Yes, Minecraft to be or not to be.
This is how other channels are kind of using that acronym.
Okay, so it might be a mod
in
pack.
titles.
I survived. See, but that's the emotional draw right there. I survived
Yeah.
in 2B2T. Yeah. So it is more popular than I thought, which is great. That's good. That is good that we looked it up. But all of these videos still prove our point, which is where's the like emotional draw? What about Minecraft 2B2T? It's I see a test server there.
Yeah.
A lot of thumbnail wallpaper, like right in this instance here, it looks like they made something cool, but they didn't really take a great picture of it, and they've just kind of used it over and over again. Don't really know what's going on. So there's a lot of fundamentals here that I think this channel needs to work on.
Just starting by most popular. So I mean, these ones which have got a few more views from quite a few years ago, I must admit, they seem to have a bit more structure to the titles, at least. You know, meeting a certain person during a stream, or trying to do perhaps a challenge of some kind. But it's interesting how all of these titles and thumbnails had more structure and planning than what we're seeing today.
Well,
But
so what I'm seeing in the chat is that it's called an anarchy server, which I guess there's not a lot of rules and hackers are allowed. Which that right there makes it interesting. Like I could come up with so many titles just knowing that aspect of it, and I would be going into that server looking for incredible moments.
Yes.
Anything that was pedestrian would never hit my YouTube channel if I was in this server. Like nothing that's just not action oriented would ever be on my YouTube channel, because if it's basically a channel where almost anything can happen, every single one of my videos would be like, oh my God, my head exploded 3 seconds in, or this hacker, like it would be all of that. So yeah.
We should also point out this looks like almost exclusively a live streaming channel, but
yeah, almost. I saw that as well.
There are some strategies here the creator could adopt. Take cool moments from live streams, turn them into individual videos. Also, with your titles, whatever goal you have for that stream, that should be part of your title.
Yep.
And every stream you do, especially in gaming, should have a goal. Even if you don't achieve the goal, it's totally fine. The point is you're working towards it. And so the title is clear. The audience finding you on YouTube knows you're trying to, go the distance with some challenge or something you're doing. And then another great tip I've heard out there is put some stakes on there. So if you don't achieve the goal, you have to, eat a spoonful of mustard or something silly like that.
Ugh. Or do fishing in Breath of the Wild. Oh, that could be.
Hey.
Yes, something like that. But that's the point. Like when it comes to streaming, that is how you keep your audience engaged.
Yep.
All right, let's move on to the next channel. I found my next channel bell, by the way.
Oh,
we're looking
been?
We're looking at for years. Next channel is Christian Rocker, who does reactions, animes, and movies. Who picked this one? I've got it here for some reason.
Twas me.
Okay, Jeff. Twas you.
Twas me.
Why did you pick Twist channel?
Well, this one I picked. There was just a couple of things that sort of stuck out to me. One of them, that I kind of wanted to mention was a bit of there's some inconsistency going on here as far as uploading schedule. So there are some few and far betweens, things of that nature. And then also looks like they are doing a lot of like anime reactions, at least as of lately.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I'm wondering is how they are coming up with this list of what they're going to react to. Because some of the views can be a little bit peaky. So just, I'm trying to figure that out. And I think if anything, a bit of advice for them would be the same thing that I would tell to almost any reaction channel, is to start looking at what is actually trending for anime reaction channels. Like what is hot that's out there. Like a lot of people were doing, Squid Games for all kinds of genres for the longest time. Yeah. And then music reaction channels, they'll be looking at whatever the latest, hottest artists are right now. They'll be doing those. But I'm just kind of wondering sort of what their strategy is there with these reactions themselves. And then secondly, their thumbnail strategy is a bit weird because they keep changing like the style of the text, the font of the text. So I'm just kind of wondering what exactly is happening here. I get the experimentation, but I'd be looking at what my data looks like and then start kind of settling down on one of these styles. Because if you see, if you have their video up and then you look in the up next and you see these completely different thumbnails, you don't even know. Even like the toy hunting one is completely different.
Yeah. Would you agree that they're all of quite a high standard in terms of the layout?
Oh, for sure.
consistency between each one.
That's it. It's sort of like it's like they have the skill set, but
Yeah.
they can't figure out which way they want to go, so every thumbnail looks different. So that's kind of what was kind of got me wondering what exactly is happening here.
Yeah. Sort by most popular. See if is okay. So there were a different channel. It looks like a couple of years ago. There were maybe a toy review, toy and hunting channel, and then, as you say, Jeff, there was a definite pivot to reacting to cartoons and anime. And I was of a similar opinion. I'm aware of Masters of the Universe. It's quite a broad cartoon from the 1980s. But in terms of how this maybe, what's the through line between all of these different animes? These seem quite a lot more niche and nuanced versus the more broad appeal ones. And as you say, surely there was a Squid Game opportunity perhaps somewhere in these videos.
Yeah, and I mean, one thing I'm just saying is, like, you know, even though Masters of the Universe is technically in animation, it is not the same thing as, you know, the animes that they're looking at. So if the only thing that ties them together is the fact that they're both animated, that's not enough. That's just not enough. You have to think about the viewer. And what is that viewer watching? Is the same person watching Masters of the Universe really watching other types of anime? I don't think so.
Now, for once, my internet is working. What do you think to the intro here?
Well, we can't hear it, but maybe that's okay. I would say there's not.
There goes my internet.
It seems like it was going on. Well, we're at 20 seconds and we still haven't gotten into it.
Yeah. I think at the bottom I'm seeing here that maybe the cartoon, the anime, maybe starts about a minute in, or 50 seconds in.
Yeah, that's my advice for for pretty much anyone is just get into it. Just get into the content. I don't even care what your videos are really about. I don't need a bunch of pretext. Let's just boom, get right into it. So that's one of the things. If it, don't carry on, don't explain to me, whatever you might want to say, like, hey, what's up today, we're going to be looking at this. Boom, that's in. So within the first 10-15 seconds you should be into the content. Believe you me. And if you want to find out whether or not I'm telling you the truth, just look at your average view duration and how fast people are dropping off, and that'll let you know how your intros are working.
I've tried to, because I'm looking at the timeline thumbnail, and it looks as if whatever he's playing, I can barely see it on the thumb on there. Mm-hmm. I'm wondering what it actually looks like full screen. Anyway, my internet won't comply, so thank you very much.
Real quick,
go ahead, Dan.
Jeff, you alluded to something that I wanted to hit, like, knock out of the park here, but sure. I'm also going to plug Tube Talk because I'm cheeky. You were basically referring to audience personas a second ago. Who is this content for, and is there a lot of like crossover with this type of content? We talked to Christina Smallhorn, and Christina went into really, really heavy detail about how she found her persona for her channel, real estate channel. But at first it started out small. I'm going to target like this particular market, and now she can talk about real estate broadly. And she's doing fantastic on YouTube. So check out Tube Talk, vidIQ.com/Tube Talk. You can see her episode there. And there's a lot of really good tips about how you can sit down and actually build out the ideal persona for your channel, the audience you are trying to target.
I watched the her Vid Summit talk on that. It was really interesting, Dan. So if we were to put this into context here, Christian Rocker, like, this is maybe an example avatar, but it might be somebody who is in their mid-30s. They grew up in the early 90s, and they are a fan of, I'm just going to say this because I have very limited knowledge of animes in that time, but like Pokemon, or what would have been another one from the 90s, mid-90s animation?
Dragon Ball.
Dragon Ball, yeah, it might be Dragon Ball or fan. And then that's where you would start to really specifically target this person who has this nostalgic feel about these animes, who may want to relive this on YouTube, as opposed to all of these different animes. And so that's trying to find your ideal avatar and then branching out from there. But that takes time. I mean, I'm still trying to figure that out on vidIQ sometimes. It can be a really tricky thing to do. But it's definitely worth spending an hour or two doing when you have the opportunity. I'm sure, Jeff, I know, Jeff, you've been doing this quite a lot in your space with true wireless earbuds of people with maybe a budget of $200, and maybe they have an affinity to Apple, but they may be persuaded by a cheaper alternative on Amazon type of thing. I don't know how close I am there, but
no, yeah, you're pretty spot on to one of them. But yeah, it's definitely something that you want to do. It's something that I do spend quite a bit of time on and looking at who I'm targeting. And one thing that helps is that I am that person. So I am my own target audience. So that helps there. But it's one of those things where it's definitely worth spending time on, because once you really get that dialed in and figured out, you know exactly what kind of videos to make for your audience that'll do well.
But this person will definitely not enjoy fishing in Breath of the Wild. Moving on to Benjamin Spicy. Okay, I'm trying to remember who picked this channel. It may have even been me. I can't remember. Anybody?
It must have been you.
All right, I think I'm trying to work out why
it wasn't me.
I'm trying to work out if we're one of the winners of Discord or something, because my memory has just completely abandoned me. Okay, you lot start talking about this channel, and I'll try and remember why I picked this channel.
Well, we need you to search for the term INTP or INFP, because
it's personality types.
Okay,
He said Twitter.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel. All right, so before we introduce Ben's channel, can we just say the reason we picked him, because my tabs are all wrong at the top. We picked him because we had a competition, and we wanted you to send us a GIF in the theme of Team Seas and what they're doing to drive trash out of the sea. And Benjamin here with the, I believe, otter doing a slam dunk was a winner of that GIF. And so that is now why we're looking at this channel, which is right here.
Well played. Well played, Ben. Well played.
Well played, Ben. So personality tests to get us back on track.
Do you want to go back to the channel? Okay.
Okay, done. I'm done.
Sorry. So this is interesting. Look at all the views they've got. Look how clear the titles are. It's almost like meme content directed at INFP people who identify their personalities in that way.
Do you think it's meme content, or they just haven't bothered with a decent thumbnail? Like,
that's the thing. Yeah, right. I guess we'd have to dig into it a little bit deeper. But definitely,
or they've discovered that meme style thumbnails are what really attracts people to click on them.
Yeah, and they're long too, 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Very good engagement as well here, like 120,000 views with 11,000 likes, which is pretty incredible. Hardly any dislikes, so really positive signals being sent to YouTube in that sense. Looks as if
I would have done I would have done more of the INFP as the best type, and I would do it for every other type. And here's
so which one are we looking at here?
So the 120,000 one from 2 months ago, I would have done all the other. There's tons of different types of personality types, and I would have done each one. This is the best type, and here's why. And this is the best type, and here's why. This is the best type, and here's why.
Pattern of repeatable success, sir.
So you meaning INFP is the best type, and then another personality approach is the best type, or sticking to the INFP theme?
No, doing all of the different types and explain why they're
A, B, C, D, and so forth.
Yep, and then ride it into the wall.
Till the wheels fall off, right, Travis?
You could even do the opposite. Why it's the worst type.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to get killed in the comments, you absolutely can do that. If you want to get canceled, you should jump on that.
Yeah.
Put on the devil emoji.
Yep, you can do one of each.
Go for broke.
We do it in tech all the time. Why it's the best.
Whoa, stop there. We're not trying to initiate the downfall of this channel. We're here to help them.
Could be a fun
unless this is some sort of reverse psychology of the personality types that we are.
I kind of feel like their last row of videos there are doing better than the row before it, and I think they're kind of hitting their stride.
Yeah.
So it's hard to advise. It's almost, I don't want to break anything. They should I love Travis's idea, but they should definitely stay on this track. Keeping the titles dead simple like this.
Okay, so I'm just looking at the engagement here. That one didn't have that many comments. This one, 13,100 comments. So I feel as if there's more opportunity here to engage with the audience a bit more, whether it's asking questions or engaging them in some way. would be a good thing. What I was thinking about here was how you can maybe tie these personality traits, research or exposés into celebrities, because I am aware of this channel called Eric Wen. I think we audited this channel over a year ago when they were looking at something quite different, but they landed on like personality analyst reacts to, and then they just go through all of these celebrities and then like through the Squid Game as well, and they've absolutely nailed their topic. And
the thing is, like,
thumbnails are really strong. Go ahead, Travis.
He was like, I could tell when he first was doing his other videos, he was so talented. It was just a matter of time. I haven't looked at his channel in a while. I saw him at Vid Summit. Yeah, I mean, like, his thumbnails have gone to another level, obviously, but his content and his video, I think it was something like why I almost quit YouTube or something like that, like a year or two ago, and it was really good. I remember thinking, wow, this kid's real good. It's just going to take, you know, his moment. It looks like he may have found it. It's actually kind of crazy.
So he was loosely following, I think, YouTube growth. And then it was like one video, I think, that's just really, really pinged for him. You know, personality analyst reacts. He switched there, and that is where like his big pivot. So I'm not suggesting that this channel needs to pivot. Where's he gone? Oh, hang on. But Benjamin Spicer needs to pivot in any way. Like, I think he's got his topic nailed down, but just the ideas that are coming from this other channel about looking at different personalities and celebrities. And the reactions and the strength of the thumbnails. I mean, I think his thumbnails are phenomenal. Like that, I feel is where this creator could end up with their thumbnails and, you know, exponentially grow their channel, even though it's growing very fast already.
Yeah, and the thing that Eric Wen's done that a lot of people don't do is, like, you can find, you know, what you want to do plus what the audience wants to watch, but if you can bring in that third circle of that Venn diagram of what general audiences on YouTube respond to, that's where Eric is winning. And this is a strategy a lot of people can play into as well. So there's no reason why you can't do something similar and succeed. But I love the example of Eric because that's literally, you know, we've seen that example multiple times of people being able to do that. And either whether it's pulling in celebrities or giving their expert on whatever it might be that's trending. You know, we see Emily, she's excellent at giving the legal reaction side to celebrity stories, or even Devin from Legal Eagle, another one that is excellent at making that kind of a pivot. So just something to think about, but those are great examples to look at for bringing in a wider audience into your content.
And as you mentioned, Emily, Jeff, that leads me on to the idea of maybe it's worth just testing live streaming in this sense, because I'm not really familiar with this topic, but I imagine it creates a lot of questions in people who are trying to research this topic. And so having Q&A, or, you know, almost doing like a live personality expose with INFP or INTP on somebody's in the news would be really fascinating, perhaps from a live streaming perspective, just to see, as your audience is growing at an exponential rate, if you can get hundreds of people joining a live stream. That would be something to test, maybe. And with that, I think we'll move on to Discord. Dan, why? What is Discord? Why are we talking about it?
Oh, Discord's a place.
Yes,
it's a place on the internet. Kind of like a website, but it's not. Like, it's an app you can download, you use on your phone. It's great. If you're in there, we actually have our own. It's called the vidIQ Discord. If you go to vidIQ.com/Discord, you can access it. What it is a place full of creators just like you who are sharing their thoughts and ideas about YouTube. They're auditing each other's thumbnails. Everyone is there to learn from one another. What they're not there to do is just dump their videos in a big blink dump, because they get deleted, you get removed. It's a whole thing. And it's not helpful to anybody. But because the folks here who are very helpful, we really appreciate them. We audit their channels every single week. We pick somebody at random and we audit one of their channels, which is why we're even talking about this in the first place. Go ahead and join our Discord. Let's check out who we're auditing today.
Well, the real crucial thing as well, Dan, is that Discord is going to become a much bigger part of YouTube, right? With the announcements.
Oh, yes.
That you released on Monday.
Wait, so if you have YouTube Premium, YouTube is partnering with Discord, and soon they're going to be offering, according to their announcement blog, they're going to be offering Nitro, access to Discord Nitro, which is like Discord's paid tier. They have a couple different tiers, so I don't know what tier of Nitro we're getting, But that gives you access to uploading larger files, streaming within Discord at a higher quality, like all kinds of nice perks. You can use emotes from other servers on other servers. So yeah, really, really cool.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Just really quick intermission before we look at this channel that's been picked through Discord. This is quite funny. Barry's left on his thing. So this is a live view now of Barry's chair. Hope it looks cool. And we'll maybe come back to Barry's chair.
No.
And I think he muted as well. I think we'll come back to Barry's chair in maybe 5 minutes, see what's going on there.
I went ahead and muted it for us.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Right. Okay. Let's try and get up not just me as a screen.
Actually,
right,
that should be the meme.
Oh, no.
Empty chair. Fretboard Diaries. We're looking at here. So this was a person who's contributing valuable service to the Discord community. And so we're going to hopefully offer a valuable audit here. So what can we see? We see guitars.
Yes. I'd say this looks like a channel because we see music channels and we all kind of freeze in place. It looks like a guitar enthusiast channel. It's someone who's really into the technical side of these instruments.
Yeah, I think that's something, especially when a viewer is arriving at a music channel, they probably want to work out if they're in the right place immediately. And so there's like this very distinct different types of music channels, be it education, just cover artists, or as you say, Dan, it looks as if this channel is interested in the guitar itself, like
gear,
and how it's built and the gear and whatnot.
Yeah. So let me just see the titles here, because we have these kind of technical, like, product kind of titles, right? And what this kind of tells me is they're searchable. I wonder if they should be reworking the titles to be more, because the audience may not know that they want to install these different modifications of their guitars, right? So I think maybe you need to come from the perspective of you need this thing. So I would be making the titles less about the model number or product key or whatever. I can't think of the word right now. Of the product you're trying to show off, and more about the benefits of it. Like give me that emotional, like, oh, that's going to make playing the guitar easier or tuning it a lot easier. That's my very quick take. I hope we have this channel pegged right.
Well, it's a little bit. So it looks like they're doing a little bit of variety here, because they are showing the gear in these first few videos, but there's also easy intro riff lessons, easy main riff lessons. So they're also doing some education. But see, we wouldn't know that just from the beginning. And I don't know if they're just trying to be this all-in-one guitar channel, but which some people think, oh yeah, that's great. That's a great idea. But here's the problem though. You're actually going after multiple audiences. So you could be doing yourself a disservice by not really focusing in on one particular one to kind of get things going on your channel, whether it's education, whether it's just talking about the gear and doing tutorials that way. But that might be what's going on. You might be aiming at too many different people right now, even though you think that it's the same person that would be interested in all of it. You'd be surprised at the fact that there's a bit more nuance to it than that.
Yeah. Here's the strange things that I'm seeing. Like, they have very spiky views. In particular, when they focus on this, I think this Benton guitar, they get some pretty good views, and I'm going to hopefully prove that in the most viewed set in a moment. But then we have this video, which is educational, and it absolutely tanked. It didn't do anything. But when they sometimes do education shorts, so a video as a YouTube short, the video tends to perform a little better, 400 views and so on. And then there's ones on pedals, which just completely tank as well. So I feel as if there are many different buckets that this channel is trying to cover, as we've all agreed, and they're maybe just not hitting them all just quite right, and they need to maybe niche down a little bit.
Yeah.
It looks to me as if it's when they focusing on a particular guitar and like the intricacies of it. People who are really passionate about this stuff can get really involved in it. There's a lot of shorts here though, which is interrupting my most viewed test.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I think if anything, if their educational stuff is working better for shorts, then I would leave it for shorts. And then the stuff that's working better for their full-length videos, if it's, a gear review or whatever that might be, then definitely stick to that. Basically look at what your patterns of success have been on your channel and start kind of following that. Because you kind of start seeing the formula for yourself there, but maybe he just hasn't had anybody to kind of help him identify that. And we're not saying stop doing everything else out there.
Come on, Travis. You've got a big grin on your face. What's going on? What are you laughing at?
I don't think he's listening.
It's just
Travis is playing video games.
I was doing some research on something and came across a video that is about Savage, which is hilarious. So anyway,
Oh, nice.
It's good to know you're giving us the full attention as well.
I was literally looking at vidIQ stuff and something about Savage came out. I'm like, what is this? And I had to watch it. It was funny.
The Comic Book Report. Who picked this one? This is another channel. Somebody picked this, right?
Wasn't me.
Mm.
Might have been Travis.
That was me.
Yeah. All right, Travis. Come on.
Sorry. All right. So I picked this because literally just the other day I went to a like a Comic Con type thing-ish. They called it King Con, which was like a kind of geek convention thing, which was lots of fun, lots of comic books and stuff. So it just so happens this came up and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So let's take a look. And you know, there are many different types of comic books, like all different niches and genres. The stories are different, the pictures are different. But when I came across this, I didn't get a feel that it was a comic book channel at all. Now, again, not being like a huge comic book person, that might be my fault. But I feel like a lot of the other comic book channels I've come across are obviously comic book channels. And this one to me it almost feel like more of like a horror channel for me personally. So that's what struck me, and I just wanted to pull this up and see what people thought.
So you're thinking that the thumbnails need to have much more of a strong comic vibe as opposed to maybe just one picture within a page. So you might be mistaken for it being an anime channel rather than a comic book channel. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, for me, right? But again, I'm not the exact right viewer. Like but all of these are very obviously comic book channels when I see them, right?
Yeah.
It's unmistakable and you get it. But for whatever reason, on this other channel, I just don't get that feeling. Am I the only one that feels that way?
I wouldn't have guessed comic book channel at first glance.
Yeah, that's the thing that's getting me. So you always have to think about the viewer. And again, maybe this style of comic books, that's just a style. Okay, fair. But I think there's also something to the fact that maybe people are interested. Like Spider-Man Carnage is a good thumbnail, and I get it. You know, I know Spider-Man. I would get that, and that totally makes sense to me. But a lot of these other ones, if I just quickly look at them without reading the text, I don't get comic book at all. I get some type of other weird feeling to it. So I think for me, that would be the first place I would start. And then again, I don't know how popular some of these comic books are, like the Stray Dogs and stuff like that. Maybe they're super popular. I'm just not aware of them. But you know, always trying to be, if you want to bring people into the less popular comic book videos, you definitely got to do popular comic book videos, but make sure they're of the same viewership type. So if it's a horror comic book, look for a popular horror comic book. If you want to bring like more kind of exposure to maybe smaller writers and smaller comics, then you got to start off with getting something a little bit bigger and then bringing them in. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
You could also compare in one video a bigger comic to a smaller one, you know.
Yep, 100%. Like why I watch this, you know, that sort of thing. So yeah. It's great stuff.
Tiny sample size, but these two thumbnails here where he is in the thumbnail, but then I guess he's holding the comic book there. It almost looks like there's a comic book on a stand, maybe. These have slightly higher views. I don't know if that's because it's connected to the Spider-Man comic genre. That might be what did it, but yeah, maybe just a rethink of a thumbnails to pull them away a bit from the art and more to the comic book essence of what you're talking about. Perhaps is worth testing.
Yeah, maybe it's a tough one.
It is.
But I mean, there's multiple lists on this, and I know that Jeff does read some comic books from time to time. So I know that if he's saying that he doesn't get, I don't know. What is your vibe from this, Jeff? Like, what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, I kind of get where you're coming from, and I agree, because some of the thumbnails here kind of don't pop enough for me. Like, I want to be able to immediately identify what character or what we're talking about. I don't want to be confused about it. So even like the Immortal Hulk Volume 1, I can barely tell that's the Hulk, and I'm looking at this on a freaking 40-inch screen.
Right. Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I want to be able to much easier identify this in a small thumbnail. So I kind of get where you're coming from with that. And once again, it always comes down to doing a bit of thumbnail research in the comic book space. You have some huge channels that are doing massive things in the comic book space. You got Comics Explained, you've got the Comic Historian, if I remember correctly. But I'd be looking at some of those. I mean, even Emergency Awesome, they cover a lot of different trending topics, but you could look at their thumbnails as well to see how to get a thumbnail to really pop off so that you can start getting views. Because if nobody clicks, it's not going to matter how amazing your video is. If nobody clicks, it's not going to matter how much knowledge and how much experience you have on this particular topic. You got to get people to click. So that's really what it comes down to.
Let's check in with Barry's chair. Still nothing.
Chair cam.
Moving on to the next channel, which is Married Man Woodworking. I think I picked this channel because I liked the channel name. Kind of gave you an immediate value proposition, like almost targeting the audience just through the channel name, which is a pretty cool way of doing things. And so this channel looks like it is mostly making YouTube shorts about how to build things through woodworking, I assume. And I feel as if that's a good approach. Definitely there's that sort of satisfaction vibe along with some tutorial elements in there as well. But they're also doing some longer form tutorials. There is always that challenge of how do I get a viewer to watch a 16-second short and then a 5-minute build? There's a very different audience there. And I think the views are reflecting that a little bit. So if I was going to maybe push out one suggestion, it would be like, if you're going to do a wooden jack-o'-lantern box in 16 seconds, then I think your tutorial build should maybe try and be under 2 minutes. And I know that may sound very difficult, but it means that you're keeping the same video format for the audience that's become comfortable with your shorts. What do we think beyond that, chaps?
Trying to get a feel for everything here. Those the jack-o'-lantern things up top, like, yep. those are really sticking out to me. Did those happen to have more views than no, not really.
Similar. It tends to be, channel tends to go a bit hot and cold with views.
I wonder if the people stopping on these shorts while they're in the shelf, there's something happening in these that is just really satisfying to watch. I
thought it like just a sawing of wood, almost like.
Yes, stuff like this. For you who has this like trade that you do all the time, this is like fascinating to people like me who don't like blades and working with wood. So I get something out of watching stuff like this, and I think I would lean into this sort of content. I guess I'd be curious to see the stuff that didn't perform, because I think with shorts, stuff needs to be happening in the first frame. It's got to be, a lot going on in a very short amount of time.
I think it's almost exclusively shorts here.
Certainly nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's a couple long videos kind of in there. What's that circle one? A little bit lower?
Perfect circles.
Perfect circles. Okay, so yeah, when they tried that, like showing a very specific thing, I'd say the thumbnail's pretty clear is what they were trying to do. It just didn't perform as well.
They just need one more circle, and then they can build an Audi.
Yeah, that's true. And then they can get in trouble
out of wood.
So I guess what we need to know from this channel is, what's the goal? Are they trying to be just exclusively a shorts creator? Are they hoping to pivot to long form content, woodworking and tools on a budget? So are you going to get the budget part of it when you're just watching shorts and watching someone just use the tools? I'm guessing not. Maybe they're voicing it over. We don't really know. But you want to be coming. I think what they want to do is come up with a strategy on how to kind of work that in to the content. It can be tough pivoting from shorts to long form.
I want to go back to the most popular one more time, because these are all of a similar time frame and like within the last 2 months. What is the through line of these ones that made them successful? Would be my question. Like, look through these. They're all like 15 seconds, which is telling. I'd be fascinated to know what the average view duration of them is. My guess is that it's up around 100%. People are maybe rewatching them twice, because that's what your audience is gravitating towards most, or at least this is what YouTube is recommending more than anything else. And then there are a lot of outliers here when it was long form how-to tutorials, but I don't think your channel's about that anymore. I think that the value proposition about maybe budget tools isn't there. I'm sensing satisfaction DIY here from the channel, but only a sense.
One idea could be do a project, right? Let's say you're building a deck. I don't know if it's for a client, for you, whatever it is. Get as many little shorts from that as you can, right? Throughout the whole project, you're doing all these things just like you did on those top videos, top performing ones we just saw, where the saw is cutting through wood and there's interesting stuff happening. Then I want you to take a montage of the whole build in still a short form and show it, progressing like that in one short. And then maybe what you could do, I would hope the goal here be get a lot of viewers, regular viewers, returning viewers, because you're always doing stuff like this that they really like to watch. Then you make a 10-minute video where it's you explaining what went into this, and you have all the footage. Everything is partially edited because you've been putting it in shorts and stuff, but now you just make one long form video, and that's where you kind of introduce this aspect of you kind of talking through it. I'm just kind of thinking, if I were BlockFacts and I had this channel, like what would my strategy be for going from short to long? And that it's a very specific idea, and it relies on us having the right idea of what you're doing on this channel in the first place, but I would hope that kind of helps.
Live stream update. Barry's chair has left. It is departed.
Oh.
We can no longer
It's left the building.
Sorry.
Do you need me to...
Barry's chair has left the building.
Oh, there's Dan's chair.
Dan's now left as well. I don't know where he's gone.
You'll get the same type of advice from the chair, though.
Dan's chair.
Wow.
You still have your headphones on, though.
Yeah, I still had those. A long cord. I can kind of do whatever I need to do.
Jeez.
Evan's art. I'm having a memory blank. Who picked this one?
I picked this
Was it
one.
me? Oh, okay,
No.
Dan.
Yeah, that was me.
Yes.
It was actually my chair. So Evan's art. You know what really impressed me about this channel is when I looked at the about section, they are a very young creator. They're 11, and they have this art channel. And I was really impressed by what we saw. Like we're already seeing a lot of views on various videos here. We have the latest one being a short for Fortnite. But I guess that's what we kind of need to talk about, right? We have this little bit of a disconnect here. We're doing Fortnite shorts, but we're also doing this really cool rock art. And I guess rock art is exactly what it sounds like. I think they're doing artwork on rocks, if I'm not mistaken. Sometimes we're sketching. So because this is a channel named Evan's Art, I have to presume that the goal behind this channel was to have a thriving art channel. So what we should do real quick, can we look at the most popular videos?
Yes.
So I noticed this earlier, but now it's kind of left my mind, so I need to refresh here. Okay. So like this last one here is Art Inspiration Avengers Bluey. I don't know what Avengers Bluey is, but I see a watermelon painted on a rock. It kind of...
Ooh.
I see. Oh, that's really interesting. So the fact that it's Avengers, the fact that it's kind of a unique thing, right? It kind of made me think, well, wait a minute. We got the book of... Is it the Book of Boba Fett? The new Boba Fett Disney Plus show coming out soon? Like that could be a great place to start. I would be doing some art on these trending topics. It looks like they like superheroes. I'm assuming you like Star Wars, Disney properties in general, because I'm seeing some Baby Yoda. So that would be what I would be gravitating towards. If you like doing these Fortnite shorts, it does look like you've seen some success with these. I would recommend a different channel. As we just saw with another shorts channel a moment ago, they, even in staying in the same topic, woodworking, were kind of having different bouts of success. And I think the best shorts channel we've seen are the ones that are hyper focused, and they're constantly doing the same thing time and time again. So you could have two of these. You could have a Fortnite channel. You have some really big Fortnite shorts here. So you can have one that does the same type of Fortnite shorts and grow that one. And then you have the art channel where you're doing rock art and all kinds of stuff. And now you've just got two successful channels rather than one. Because if I see this Fortnite short and it recommends me a rock art video next, It's
Mm.
going to be really tough to get me to click on that video if I'm a Fortnite fan and not a fan of your other work.
Looks like there's a series potentially there. Day one of what? I mean, how many days are we going to do here? 10 days, 30 days? That could be a series of videos in itself. Perhaps on a dedicated channel to that. What I noticed here, this is ostensibly a shorts channel. The video length here is remarkably consistent for all of the most popular stuff, which is 15 seconds or less. So I think definitely in terms of video length, that's what the audience wants to watch most. I just find it really baffling that we have a video here which I think is like about an art meme which gets 4,000 views, and then there's a Fortnite one which gets thousands of views as well, but then there are ones in between that just don't do anything really at all.
Yeah, that's what's still confusing me about shorts. I never say anything too like definitive about them because sometimes you just don't know.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be like this for a while. But I think we can all agree that it's definitely two different channels kind of competing for the space. So
some really interesting stuff going on in shorts as well. I don't know if you've noticed this recently, but I think custom thumbnails on YouTube Shorts are, I think YouTube is trying to drive them out of town almost. I'm finding it more and more difficult to find a custom thumbnail on a YouTube Short whenever I search around the app, which is interesting. And I think I may be doing a video about that soon-ish. But I think we've approached the halfway point of the live stream.
So Barry's chair is back?
And so...
no, what?
In absence of Barry's chair, we will do an advert. And when we come back, it is time for Jeff's favorite part of the show.
Introducing daily ideas from vidIQ. AI designed for those that have to create. Inspired by the creators that start working when others stop. Because their inspiration doesn't care for 9 to 5. Creators that push their ideas one step, even 3 steps beyond the obvious, and won't ever settle for anything less. Discover AI-generated ideas made for your channel only, the creator whose brain works like nobody else's. Newly refreshed every single day, because we know how much it hurts to get caught sleeping on a trend. And there's nothing sweeter than waking up to a view count you didn't dare dream of. So we made View Prediction. See all your opportunities ranked by their potential to get you more views. When your creativity and our algorithm work together, surprising things happen. And this is just the start. The power of artificial intelligence is in your hands, and we can't wait to see what you create. Daily ideas from vidIQ. AI-powered inspiration, inspired by you.
You saw a live demonstration of daily ideas at the beginning of this live stream, looking at vidIQ's daily ideas, and you can get access to that tool when you download vidIQ. And if you want full access for a full month to get 1,000 video suggestions, then you can use a link in the video description. It looks as if around about 40 people have subscribed to vidIQ during this live stream. So thank you very much for that. If you are watching this live stream for the first time and you're finding all of this education valuable, well, at least one person isn't, do make sure to subscribe by the end of this live stream. Folks, what do you reckon we're going to get by the end here? Well, we've lost another one. Everyone's now unsubscribed. I'm going to go with 650.
See these 30 here? I think we're going to lose them.
You think we're going to go down, Dan? Okay. Jeff?
I'm going to be optimistic. And I'm going to say 675.
675. Wow. 40 subscribers in the next 5 minutes.
Come on, boyos. Let's make it happen.
What do you reckon?
Or we're going to go down. How many we're going to go down?
You reckon we're going to go down?
No, well, I think people are going to do it just to troll. I think that's what's happening right now.
Yeah, could be.
So I think people like me in live stream are going to troll. But anyone who's smart, if you want to see the Savage Man come back early because he's been gone for weeks, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now. Make that thing go up to 640 at least in the next 30 seconds. And the Savage Man.
The next 30 seconds.
The next 30 seconds. Let's get up to 640. We can do that. Look, every single one of you.
Nope.
Nope. That's the wrong way. You're clicking the wrong way.
Oh, this is awesome.
What's wrong with you?
Maybe we should just do this all day.
Click the likes on the live stream and get up to 640. Wait, did we just go down 10 in like 2 seconds?
Yeah, we did.
I told you we're losing them.
How does that
Yeah.
people trolling? Why would you troll? Hit the subscribe
Well,
button.
they're coming back now. Oh god, this is tense.
Your family is embarrassed of you doing this. This is crazy. All right, 6:30. Let's go to 6:30. If we just get to 6:30, we'll bring the Savage Man back early. Only 3 more people hit subscribe. That's all you gotta do. 3 of you. What is
in
wrong
the
with you?
meantime?
What is
Nope.
wrong with people?
In the meantime,
Oh
Jeff,
my
let's
God.
do this. So I don't know if that intro is better or this is better.
Say it with me in the chat. The claw.
Hashtag the claw.
That's right. Hashtag the claw.
Disney, come at us with your copyright infringement.
Come at me, bro.
Come at me. Right. So this tool has been upgraded. Like I could do all of this fancy stuff if I really wanted to, but really what we just need is the numbers, which are now between 260. Okay, so I just need to change that number, which means
That's right. That's right. The chat
channel.
is showing out for the claw.
The claw.
That's
so,
right.
Jeff, ready? 3, 2, 1.
The claw.
And the claw picks out. Oh, we've got confetti. Wow.
Now they just crudely tape the number on the different.
Yeah, that is a bit cheap. That I will admit. Yeah, that is a downgrade. I will admit. Right, channel 72 is the first channel we're looking at, and it is, I think, the Metal Roofing Academy. Yeah, all right. So 750 subscribers. I love the channel banner. Very, very artistic there. So are we getting a metal roofing vibe? I'm going to be looking at these titles and thinking, oh, this is all a bit technical. I'm not familiar with much of this.
Looks like they're also doing videos in Spanish and English on the same channel, which is something I normally would not recommend doing. But I mean, hey, I guess, you do you, but
yeah, it depends on what the end goal is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, are they trying to sell to people maybe they have an actual business that is behind and half of their, customers speak Spanish, in which case that makes sense. But
yeah,
Jeff is right. In general, if you're trying to grow a channel, doing one of each is very confusing to YouTube and trying to figure out who to send your content to.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, for this one, if it is for a business, then yeah, I completely agree.
YouTube is trying to help you out with this now, in that you can create titles that appear in different languages depending on what the language is set for the user. So you could have an English and a Spanish version of a title, and at the same time, I don't know if this has been rolled out to everybody yet, but you can also now have different audio tracks. So that you can have an English version and a Spanish version. But what we've done, because we have a Spanish vidIQ channel, we have that on a completely separate channel, just so that the audience knows exactly where they should be to fully understand the content. But
Spanish Rob is great, man.
Yeah,
it's like Spanish Buzz Lightyear, where it suddenly turns into
sounds very professional. He's got a far better microphone. I wish I was Spanish, Rob. I have to admit.
So about these thumbnails, I think
I
think these would make fantastic magazine covers. There's way too much text. There's too many images. There's too much going on in these thumbnails. They look nice in terms of their composition. It's just, for YouTube thumbnails, this is the wrong direction.
Yep.
I would say there's more text in these thumbnails than the actual title, it would seem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you say like this one is a better example, but even remove this text and just almost like have a wonderfully solar paneled roof with maybe an arrow pointing at something with a dollar amount or something along those lines to make it more accessible? I feel as if both from a channel perspective, title perspective, thumbnail perspective, it feels very impenetrable to me as a layman. So it's going to be a very, very specific audience. If you're looking to just get one sale out of these videos, which is worth tens of thousands of dollars, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah. This is another example of a channel that needs to kind of sit down and figure out its persona. Who's the audience for this? Because if it's somebody who's looking at getting a metal roof, then I think a much more casual channel is needed here, because you have experts on hand already. Let's sit down in front of the camera and explain the benefits of having a metal roof. Let's talk about the different types of metal roofs. People who are finding these videos may not necessarily, your ideal person, I would assume, is a homeowner, but your goal is to convince them that a metal roof is something that they should have over any alternative. So that's how you need to approach this. If that is exactly what you're trying to do, which is sell more roofs. And then when it comes to solar panels, same thing. We saw that thumbnail. Like, I like the solar panels on the roof as a concept for a thumbnail, but let's talk about, the benefits, like why solar panels, why us to install them.
Yeah. I think that's one of the big things too. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Now, when we talk about accessibility, I understand this video. I get this video. If I'm interested in solar panels on metal roofs, I'll click on that. I'm all over it. And yeah, look, they had like a theme of videos here, which looks as if they were much more accessible to the average viewer on YouTube. Nice thumbnail there as well. Well, picture there.
Yeah, I think these are great pictures. Even within those videos that perform very well, I would have taken away the text.
Yeah, exactly. Is even those how-to videos, and I hope they're here and listening to this. You don't have to use the exact same text in your thumbnail as in your title. You already have it in your title. You don't have to put it in the thumbnail. So if you're going to show me how to install solar panels, show me the solar panels in the thumbnail and let the title do the talking. So that's really what it comes down to. You don't have to put it in there. But if you're going to put text in your thumbnail, less is more, 3 or less words, and make it impactful, but don't let them be the exact same words. Give me a reason to stop and click, or just don't do it. Just use the actual picture. So that's really what it comes down to. But I agree with Rob and Dan. I think they really do got to sit down and really think exactly what the channel is for. Is it a repository for videos, tutorials, and things of that nature? Or are we trying to drive sales? Because there are going to be different strategies based on the end goal for this channel.
Yeah. I almost feel as if this might be a channel for franchisees or people who are selling the S5 products, and then very specific technical tutorials on how to install this. So again, a very limited audience in that sense. So yeah, what is the avatar of a channel is a question, because we might be completely wrong here. This channel may be using this YouTube channel just to educate experts in this area to understand their products, and they're getting the 1 or 2, 3 sales a day that they need to really sustain this channel.
But if they're coming to us, my assumption is they want to reach a broader audience, right?
I think when we look at vidIQ, that's exactly what we do. Of course, we talk about our products, but these channel audits that we're doing here aren't necessarily strictly talking about the channel audit tool or most viewed or whatever. We're just offering our advice in the YouTube education space.
Yeah,
but that brings me over to this amazing tool that we offer.
Which is called the Claw.
That's right.
Sorry, Dan. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, it's okay. That I think we've kind of given this channel everything it needs. I think it's just, we've seen a lot of examples of this today, right? Just finding your audience persona is kind of my theme for advice today, I think, and that would benefit this channel greatly.
For sure.
Okay, so hang on, this is interesting. So really cool GIF about like how roofs and snow don't cooperate. That's accessible to me as an image. I'm fascinated to know what the title of his video is that they're promoting. I hope it's something like don't do this. Insights with experts installing color grade on residential standing seam metal roofs. So there's a complete disconnect there between what I was teased in that GIF versus what this video is. So that's something to think about as well. But again, maybe I'm not the target audience. I just want to see people getting squashed by snow as it falls off roofs.
If the product, let's just pretend for a second the product they're talking about in this video is that it's to stop that thing from happening, then the person falling off the roof might have been the thumbnail right there. And the title needs to be something along the lines of like, prevent this from happening to you in the winter, or something to that effect. Because if you're a layman and you don't know anything about the products that these people are talking about, then it doesn't do you any good to have the very specific name of the thing in the title.
Right.
You need to be convincing everybody, like, this is a thing. I'm going to assume you don't know about it, and this is why you should know about it. And that's how you might need to approach your videos. But again, we've already talked about this. It's all about the goal. Like, what is the goal of this channel? And they know that.
In the chat, they did say that they were mostly focused on homeowners, installers, and distributors, and so a little bit of everything in the space. But here's the issue with that. Is those 3 viewers are completely different from each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the problem. And that's where you're confusing the algorithm, because basically you're telling it, you're trying to feed videos to 3 separate audiences. So that's the issue that a lot of people are confused about and kind of don't understand. And one of the things I'll tell you, just to kind of get things going, not saying that you can't eventually make videos about all these topics, but you really, really need to focus on one specific person, whether it's the homeowners, whether it's the installers, or whether it's the distributors. Homeowners are probably going to be your widest audience, and that's going to be the one that I would recommend you aim at, but really got to narrow that focus down. And this way, every single video that you put out is laser focused at one person. Like our friend Sean Cannell said, don't be a flashlight, be a laser. Go straight for your target and repeat it over and over and over.
I'm just leaving this GIF on to see if our live stream is going to now be just borderline content. What would it be?
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So
I love it.
All right, let's get back to the claw, Jeff. Oh, hang on. All right. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
The claw.
All right, it is Sticky Tape Channel 120. This is a gaming channel we are looking at, and it is called Dr. Swellman, I think, the channel. Wondering what this doctor is covering in the gaming space. Oof. Oh, you know what's going to happen there?
Oh. Yep. Me to the doctors. Oh.
So this is what's going to happen when somebody views your channel on a mobile app. It's going to slice and dice your channel banner a little bit. But having said that, let's get on to the good stuff. 3,500 subscribers.
Yeah.
The channel's been around for a year. They're making maybe a video a month. Really good thumbnails. And they're covering what? What is it?
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't know. Not a lot of videos, and they've been doing it for about a year. And their video from a week ago has 336,000 views.
Wow. Okay. Nice. That's gone viral then. So is it a video essay channel? Yeah. That's what I thought. Oh, okay. About speedrunning and the amazing history. Interesting. So this is a channel. This is, when gaming channels want to know how they diversify. It's when you pick a particular theme or topic or culture around gaming, and it is the history of speedrunning, which is really interesting. Really interesting.
But look how good the thumbnail is on that latest video too. That's the right use of text. That is exactly what you want to do.
That's a FOMO, isn't it?
Yep.
Right there.
Yep. It's a very small chance of this thing happening. What is it? So Final Fantasy, I'm assuming, was finally broken after 20 years by speedrunners. Everything about that is exactly what we're talking about right there. If you want to do something in gaming, like this is the kind of thing that's been taking off. Just that emotional pull all around. Like you have to click on that video to know more. It's not given away in the title. Yeah, let's see what's going on here.
You have to give people a reason to click.
Yes.
That's really, that's what it comes down to. Give me a reason to click. You have to have a thumbnail that makes me stop, and you have to give me a title that's going to make me want to click. And giving intrigue in the title. Now, this is not as easy as it sounds, but for this type of content, it's amazing. Travis is really good at writing titles like this as well. So this is something that, people really need to pay attention to.
Good example here of how I think positive signals being sent to YouTube in terms of views, audience retention, click-through rate. It's like this video started off well in the first 3 days. Bang. Now I'm going to start sharing it with a much wider audience. After 7 days, 100,000 views. Now 300,000. I wouldn't be surprised if this hits 500,000, 1 million by the end of the year. So I guess the question is here. This channel is doing everything right. They found a really unique position in the gaming space. Thumbnails are fantastic.
Yep.
Titles have got that real intrigue. My question, I guess, is what does this channel do next to capitalize on that video?
So I would be going through and looking up every story I could find about Final Fantasy and speedrunners.
So you would stick to Final Fantasy. You would re-engage this specific audience again, do you think?
Yes, and that doesn't necessarily mean forever, because they also have a very successful Earthbound video as well. And I can tell the goal here is to cover speedrunning, and that could be a good, like you said earlier, through line that could connect all of this content. So it doesn't always need to be the same game in this case, but with that level of success in that short amount of time, it would be very tempting to stay on that track for a bit. And it's something to think about. Let's say you can do 10 of those. Would you want to do 10 of them in a row and really build yourself up as the authority and then risk running out of ideas? Or do you want to do something else? Maybe you have another plan. Maybe it's a Mario speedrun you were going to cover next, and you see how it goes. Maybe you've gotten a lot more potentially returning viewers from this one video, and they're interested in Mario as well. Maybe the Final Fantasy stuff is, I don't know. Like, I've been struggling with this. I've been talking to a lot of gaming channels recently, and I still don't have a great answer for this sort of thing. And it just comes down to test it. That's kind of where I stand right now. But if they have more stories about Final Fantasy, I have a feeling that might be the thing that really attracted a lot of people to that.
I want to offer an alternative idea.
Okay.
But I think it's just as valid as yours, Dan. I'm wondering if Fish Channel should go after the big fish right now. I'm thinking Minecraft speedrun, something around Dream. So tie in the biggest game, the biggest creator in that space, with something as intriguing as this video that they've done here.
I'm kind of surprised there isn't already a video like that, given how long the channel's been around. They should have covered maybe the Dream controversy around that. Remember when he got into some hot water there? People determined he was cheating, and it was a whole thing. Maybe you didn't remember that. There was something that happened not that long ago where, people thought Dream was cheating. So that could have been a whole video on this channel. It could have been a series, because it was a thing for a while. Let's see.
Not that many comments, but the comments I'm seeing is like, this is mind-blowing stuff, incredible work and dedication. So I'm guessing there's a lot of research and video production that's gone into this. That was amazing. There's positive signs in the comments, even though there aren't that many just yet, which is good to see.
The game is going to matter, is my only thing. I think you don't care about Mario speedrunning unless you inherently like Mario, Nintendo, something, So... but how big of a factor is it?
That's why I was thinking of Dream, though, Dan. A personality plus a game, and then plus the controversy you was talking about as well. I feel as if that could be the next thing to really drive home this audience that I think so engaged. But I don't think there's anything necessarily wrong with your suggestion either.
No, it's just things. I think if we spit out enough of these ideas, maybe it gets the creator thinking. End of the day, you can test things. You have license to do that on YouTube, and I would suggest you do. This is unfortunately just a small data set for how long the channel's been around. I respect that these videos probably take a long time, but I'd be kind of thinking about that next video. Like, is there another Final Fantasy story I could cover? It might be worth doing, back to back, and seeing how it goes.
I think what we all agree on here in terms of thumbnails, and if you're going to use text on thumbnails, what works best is a number of some kind, whether it be the percentage chance or the time, because I think these two ones here perform pretty well as well. 30,000 and 20,000 views to tie in that element of speed running is really what's firing this channel. So just congratulations to your success already, Dr. Swellman, and we hope your next one you hit a home run there. Maybe the next one's going to be a grand slam or similar. Back to Jeff when you're ready.
The claw.
How many times can Jeff do that before he gets tired of it?
Never get tired of it.
Right.
The claw sees all. The claw rules our destinies.
I'm just gonna load up that channel and crowd count. Literally not moved. Oh, it moved a little bit there. Oh, I think it's catching up. Whoa. Oh.
Uh-oh, here it comes.
Hey! There it is.
Is that what we needed? Is
5 minutes.
Is that it? It's still going, blimey. Tape nerd. All right, let's have a look at what tape nerd.
You better review every type of tape there is. Duct tape, blue painter's tape.
Don't think it's about that.
Oh, that's too bad.
You're not quitting YouTube, and you're doing some, I think, reactions to the music. And then Jake Paul is confirmed to fight somebody. All right, I don't know what this channel's about. Horror films and entertainment. Interesting, creative as possible. So I just think right now this channel hasn't really decided on what their main theme is. Just going back to the previous channel where we knew what we were looking at within 20 to 30 seconds, you know, speed running, the history of speed running in video games. I'm now a minute into looking at this channel, and I'm still not sure what it's about.
Yeah, that happens. I mean, it's, you know, it depends. I don't know how long they've been doing it, but a lot of us go through this. I'm not going to say everyone. I know, but I went through it because in a sense, I wanted to have a tech channel, but I wasn't sure which way I was going. I was just kind of throwing spaghetti at a wall, hoping something would stick until I really figured out what I wanted to do and what was going to work for me. So sometimes it takes time, but yeah, they definitely, I'm in the same boat, because as soon as I looked at this, and I actually looked at this channel earlier, I wasn't sure what I was looking at.
If there is a stronger theme beyond anything else, I think it's music covers on music reviews. I'd see the channel returning to that on a semi-frequent basis, but there is a lot of things interspersed. And then there is this, I guess, one video that's kind of gone viral for them. If the Doctor was in Squid Games, 10,000 views as a short, brilliant. But where's the follow-up to that? Or like, is that going to be a through line through your channel? And I'm just not seeing that strongly right now. I'm going to throw it to Travis. Travis, what do you reckon about this channel?
So
you have interest.
I'm still not sure, based on the thumbnail title, or sorry, the banner title and everything else, what this channel is about. It looked like it's trying to be a personality channel and just reaction type things, but I don't understand what the purpose of the name of the channel is. It doesn't seem to be anything connecting that to what this is. And then let's see, Ed Sheeran. Yeah. So my main concern is, if you're trying to get any kind of traction going, you're jumping between so many subjects that I just don't see how anyone would realistically ever know what they're getting the next time you upload something. And I don't know that you know that either, which is kind of a question you have to ask yourself. Like, what is it that people can expect? And you might think, well, there's a bunch of people to do this. Well, it's because their personality is the point. Like, that is why people came. But most of the time they've had to do other type of content to get enough people to care about them to even be able to do that. Whereas here, you know, you're kind of unknown, so to speak. And we don't know if you're going to teach us how to install Mac OS, or if you're going to do a Jake Paul fight, or if you're not quitting YouTube. Like, you're just all over the place.
I was looking at this one as well, Travis, and I was thinking, compared to everything else on the channel, I would just assume from the breakdown of the channel that this would be like a skit or a comedy approach to installing Monterey, but it looks like it might be a serious video on the installation process of an operating system, which seems like very disconnected tissue versus what else is on the channel. Exactly
that. And it's just going to be hard to grow or get any kind of momentum going until you are continually talking to the same viewer, same type of viewer.
Yeah. Consistency, you know, when people talk about consistency, you hear this a lot from a lot of YouTube education channels. Consistency is more than just uploading videos on the same day at the same time. It's about consistency of message. It's about consistency of quality. It's about consistently targeting the same viewers. So definitely keep that in mind. And the claw.
I was wondering if you would sort of interrupt yourself mid-sentence and send Travis Jeff to say that. 69. All right.
Nice.
People probably sniggering in the chat. Yeah. Okay.
26.
It just proves it's random. So channel 69 today is Silver Snake Designs. All right. I know I'm in the right place or the wrong place immediately, because this is about jewelry. All right. I can see that from a channel banner, the channel name, and the thumbnails. All right. I've got that. The value proposition is there. Now let's have a look at the thumbnails and the content itself. So just judging from the thumbnails and the titles, I don't know if this is like a review channel or how to make these or something else.
Yeah, it's hard to say. It looks like there's a lot down there where they're making jewelry.
I almost prefer these thumbnails when it was just, you know, when it was in motion. It looks more like there's crafting going on. in these ones, and I think the views certainly reflected that. Although these are 2 to 3 years old.
Well, look, yeah, it's true. But when the hands disappear, the views from 2 years ago, even there's no hands in that one. It's just kind of a jewelry on a table and almost no views. I think the hands make it clear something's being built, and that intricacy is going to make people go, ooh, you know, I need to see how that works. Or maybe if you're looking to research how to build this stuff yourself, you know you're in the right place because you see hands and needles and things are getting assembled.
So we always encourage custom thumbnails, but the custom thumbnails need to have a purpose. And it's almost as if these thumbnails have just got completely the wrong intent and purpose on them.
Yeah, and we've taken these really pretty looking bracelets and things like that, and we've shrunk them down. And then there's text on there we can't really read. So we're not utilizing the space on the thumbnail itself. And when we look at, when you scroll over it, you can see it's still the same concept as before. It's hands making this stuff. And I think the pivot for the thumbnails shouldn't have been into what they are now. It should have been, how can we take the picture of the hands and make that even better? You know, what are things you could do to improve on that concept? Because I think you've gone the other way.
And also the logo. We don't need the logo in every thumbnail.
Right.
That's something it's taking a valuable real estate. So that's definitely something that I saw too. And I'm like, no, we don't need that.
If you look at some of the bigger channels on YouTube, they don't have their logo in their thumbnails.
My thumbnails are just my logo because it's me, because I am the logo.
Hey, Dr. Savage.
That's right, I'm back.
You are here.
Yeah, that's true.
Lost a subscriber because of that.
No, it's going up. See, don't try to play this game with me. See how it's going up? Exactly, Rob. Don't play this game with me. Savage Academy is coming in here and bringing you more subscribers, as we tend to do whenever I show up. Bad news is my eyes are terrible now. I can barely read a thing. I don't know what's happening to me. I think I got the diabetes or something like that. I know I got high blood pressure. Everything's bad. Things are bad right now in Savage Town. I'm not going to lie.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Down at some point. I don't know. I can't barely read the chat. So people have to tell me what's saying in the chat. I can't even read it. It's terrible.
I've got to be honest, Savage. I think actually, let me just put you on screen for a second. I think I've removed the Savage form because you weren't paying your bills.
Well, and that's why I'm here a little extra early because, you know, my contract said I was supposed to be here a certain amount of time and I hadn't been here because I've been in Turks and Caicos, you know, at one of my many houses that I own. Well, based off the pyramid scheme, I mean the Savage Academy that I make most of my money with. Welcome back, everybody. I'm back. It's your pleasure for me to be here. And we may not have no Savage Academy. Listen, we'll just do it from the live stream. That's all right, Rob. We don't got to.
No, I don't want you savaging people who want actual.
Well, that's all right. You can do another one, and then after that, we can have people in the chat say they want to be Savage. I'll be happy to do it. Be happy to do it.
I've added the link. I've added the Savage link to the bottom of the description. So if you do want a Savage audit, maybe in a couple of minutes, then refresh this.
But go down there right quick and fill out the form.
I guess Savage, whoever's first, will audit their channel, maybe.
Yeah, of course. Whoever's there first, go ahead and do it.
Any final thoughts for this channel then? Silver Snake Designs.
Definitely thumbnails. I think that's kind of what this boils down to. This is a very visual thing they're doing, and I think the current thumbnails are kind of sending the wrong message.
Any reason to experiment with shorts, perhaps? I'm thinking of satisfaction creation thing. Maybe you could take the highlights from these 20 minutes, 15-minute videos and almost in a time lapse way, you're putting together something very quickly in 15 to 20 seconds. Maybe worth experimenting with as well.
Oh, yeah. I forgot to put my belt on. I'm still a Savage champion. You can't get that from me right there. I forgot. Got my Savage championship here. Sorry about that.
What?
Right, yeah, there we go. The Savage title right here. I just want y'all to know that I'm still the Savage champion. I'm gonna put this right here so people don't forget.
Great.
How champion I am.
Great.
I had one of them fake pop. You ever had a fake Pop-Tart? You ever had those things where you're trying to be healthy, but you still want to eat like a pig? I got one of these, and it's a low-carb Pop-Tart. I'll tell you, listen, most of the time they trash. It's like you're licking a tree or something, but this wasn't bad. I'm not gonna lie. This one is low-carb. It's actually pretty tasty. I got it from Amazon. I like it a lot. I'll give them a little shout out. The name of Legendary something or other. Legendary something or other.
That's a good shout.
On Amazon. Like that very much. All right.
You have your first Savage student. Savage.
All right. Let's see what we got going on over here.
All right. Take it away.
All right. Let's see what it is. Sleepy Dreepy. That's like one of them things where you just make up words because you want them to rhyme, but they ain't no words to rhyme with what you're trying to rhyme with. And that's something, you know, you're a little kid, you're doing that. You're like, bingo, pingo. That ain't a real word. All right, sleepy, dreepy. Is this Pokemon? Let me look at this. Look like some Pokemon. Let's see. What do we got? Budget. I know about that budget. Yeah, this is all Pokemon stuff. Listen, I don't know nothing about no cards, man. Back in the day, it used to be cool to collect like baseball cards because that'd be worth money. But Pokemon, come on. Ain't no one playing no Pokemon no more. Remember they used to play that game on your phone and you walk around and you look at these little things, you try to get them to fight each other and stuff. And that was cool back then. You didn't have to look like a nerd because even your mom was doing out there with your little iPhone 6. She out there trying to catch them all, you know? Now you out there, you can't go nowhere. You gotta have a mask on all the time. You ain't trying to catch nothing. Let me tell you something. I ain't trying to catch a cold, let alone a Pokemon. What is this guy doing? Sleepy, dreepy, you need to go back to sleep because this is some craziness right here. I'm done with this. Pokemon, come on, man. We only know Pokemon. Let's see what else. Who else is in there? This Pokemon. I can't.
Okay, we'll move on. I suppose I should remind people at this point. The Savage audits an alternative approach to giving you advice for your channel. vidIQ never endorses any of it. Savage just occasionally pays for time. Pays for time.
You know, what you do.
You got 14 students already, Savage. 15 students. Blimey.
Of course we do. You see how quick that happens?
More students than people who've subscribed, I think, in the last few minutes.
That's what I'm saying. Because, you know, listen, I'm a savage, man. All right, let's go to number 13 then. Why not?
I like the way that...
Put some respect on my name. Don't you worry about the
Pokemon. You don't like them Pokemans, Travis?
I don't like Pokemans. Ain't with no darn Pokemon. All right, reverse Steve. I like that. I like that. Does he walk in reverse? Oh, another... Come on, man. That's the biggest clickbait I've ever seen in my life. I was real excited for it. I thought maybe he walked backwards. He walked backwards. He did everything backwards. Can you imagine if he ate backwards? He had to throw it up first. Oh my God, that would have been amazing. But instead, he's a Minecraft channel. Surprise, surprise. Everyone who doesn't have a Minecraft channel or a vlogging channel in the last 5 years has never tried YouTube, obviously. I mean, let's be for real. If you haven't done one or the other, then you probably aren't on YouTube. Let's see what this guy got. Maybe he got something interesting. Nope. Didn't think so. Let's keep it pushing. Let's do one more while we try to get the speed round going. Because as soon as you see a Minecraft channel, you know I'm next.
Dan, are you getting deja vu here? I'm sure we audited this channel a good few months ago. I guess it had these really...
How would you know it's a Minecraft channel? They all look the same to me.
Well, they had the really distinctive thumbnails.
Are they distinct? Look like they're going to burn your eyes out with them colors, man. Look at that. Oh, my God.
Look at the view counts. Look at the view counts here. I'm just wondering
what are they? I can't even see. My eyes are bad.
Why they've gone to shorts all of a sudden when, you know, these types of videos just really hit the nail on the head for the channel.
I think they're really reliant on these updates for Toolbox Minecraft, which is probably some kind of client you can install for modding.
Ooh, okay.
And so when there's not that going on, they're testing some other things, which is
fair enough. 1.18 is that still G? I thought we were on 1.19 now.
I don't remember. I've even turned the game on in a couple of years.
Oh my God.
Dan's interest in Minecraft is just zero. It's the same as that speedrun challenge. Dan's interest in Minecraft right now is 0.0038%. Savage, what
one more. Who's the latest person to sign up for this foolishness?
26. You got 26 new students now here.
That's crazy. 26. We got
okay. So we are looking at Fifth Leaf Keezy.
What in the world? Okay, what's going on here? Oh, that looks like Jarvis Johnson a little bit. Doesn't he? Just a little bit. If you look at him real fast, looks a little bit like Jarvis Johnson. Jarvis Johnson's a good creator. This guy is not. Let me see.
that is harsh.
Oh, what? I mean, what?
That
came from the savagery. Let's be honest. Jarvis Johnson's excellent. This guy right here, I don't know what he's doing. He's like the Dollar Tree's version of him. You ever been to Dollar Tree, man? You can go in there and make it rain for $5. Listen, let me tell you, when I want to feel like I'm balling, I go to Dollar Tree. I buy like some water and some hairbrushes and some toothbrushes. You can get like 16 things for $16. You got that? Because it's $1 a thing. Okay, let's take a look. The looping door is inescapable. All right. Well, okay. Don't go to the playground. I try never to go to the playground, man. You get arrested down there. Caught in 4K on Omegle. I've heard of this Omegle. Rob, do you know what Omegle is?
Not a clue.
But Dan, you know what Omegle is?
Isn't that like randomized chat thing?
Yep.
Yeah, man. Like, why would they do? Jeff, tell people a little bit more about Omegle, man.
Well, yeah, basically it's sort of like that chat roulette kind of a thing. So people come in, you can it kind of pairs you up with different people every couple of minutes, and that's really what it comes down to. You just got to be careful on there because you might see some things you don't want to see. So just
it's
beware.
like going in the subway in the bathroom. You're taking your chances, man. So don't do it. Don't do that. Don't ever do that, man. Don't go to New York in the subway and go to the bathroom. You never want to do that, man. That's amigo for real in real life. So anyway, back to this channel. Let's not go back to this channel. Let's go ahead and go to. You guys can.
We're done. We're three and done.
Yeah,
Three strikes and you're done, Savage. As always, it was an experience. Let's go back to Jeff and Jeff's. Hang on, let's get it working.
The claw.
Thank you. You're a bit late there. We'll do gaming channel 177 was the channel here. This is now an actual official channel audit.
We'll see.
We will help you, unless it's a Minecraft channel, in which case Dan may savage it. It is Saka Gaming. Okay, so you have 11 subscribers, and it looks to me, just from your thumbnails, you're doing listicles. Mostly, or the tops are the best. Don't think there's anything wrong with that. But we may have a little bit of an issue with the red text on the thumbnails.
Yeah, it makes it really hard to read. I would get rid of that for sure. So thumbnails aside, I'm kind of looking at this and thinking, okay, so they're reviewing Android and iOS games, which is, I would say that's cool. That's a cool thing to do. That's perhaps even an underserved market because it's a lot easier to record your PC screen, in my opinion. So you're looking at, first it's car games, then it's action games and sports games, and kind of consistent views, but I'm kind of wondering, are you going to be building up a base of returning viewers? I don't think so. I mean, if you're here for the top 5 car games, you probably play a lot of racing games and a lot of things like that. So I would expect that from a channel that covers exclusively like racing Android games. And pivoting to action games, then I think that's just a totally different person now. And we've seen a lot of channels like this today where people are trying to be too many things for too many people. And
unless their theme is the top 10 of blank games, so they become like a listicle channel. But they have to stick to that format.
Yes,
and maybe go a bit nuanced. And for example, like a lead off from the best 5 car games, there might be the best cars in one of those car games to keep that listicle theme going on.
Yeah, I think they could build up, if they were to stick to this top 5 trend and cover whatever games, I think they could build a repository of searchable content. And that has value too. That's a way you can approach this. But they're not necessarily doing that because they're kind of bouncing between. It looked like before that they were covering like FIFA or something along those lines, and they were doing like episode numbers and things like that. And maybe they heard some advice like, why don't you do like a top 10 video? And so they just kind of went in on that. But those top 10s are so broad. I think that you've cast too wide of a net here, and it's kind of time to figure out like what, how can you kind of narrow this down? Because I don't know if Android is. What do you think?
I think you've been a little harsh here, just given the number of subscribers and
okay, that's fair.
Encouraging view counts from like those 3 games. I think there's still time to experiment. I think as long as you keep it like if a through line is top 5, 10, etc. of blank games, and I think that is a foundation. I think you're right in that at some point, when they get to 100 subscribers and they may be getting consistently 200 views per video, then maybe they'd say, right, I'm going to be an top action games and go into a lot more depth there, or top driving games. But for now, I think give him where they are. The custom thumbnails need a little bit of improvement. I think they're going in the right direction. But
you're right. I'm definitely skipping steps here.
I think maybe your advice is not wrong, but maybe it's a little too early for other channels.
It is good to build up a bunch of data sets, and that's what these videos will definitely do.
Well, how did you know they got a repository, man? Those things make me uncomfortable.
Oh boy.
Very good. Jeff, you're just good for one thing right now.
The claw.
Maybe that's what we should just get Jeff to do for the last 20 minutes. Doesn't offer any advice.
Not at all. I got nothing.
No, it's just literally. I mean, if somebody wants to make a channel all about the claw, then maybe. Hang on. Did I just pick the same channel twice? No.
Is there a claw niche?
It's a claw niche.
Are we starting a claw niche?
Hey, I've got to find this out now. Hang on, right? I'll just load up this channel, and then let's do a search for the claw, and then go to channels and see if there is.
Perfect. They knew the context.
All right. I mean, any one of these channels, if I want to submit officially for an audit, Jeff will take it on.
But if it's not about claws, then I'm out.
So we are looking at here. Have I picked the right channel? Let me just check. Yes. Sorry, I'm going to pronounce your name wrong, I think here. Ovas Prince. An investment channel.
I think it's French. Au voici, Prince. I think is what it is.
Okay, thanks.
Shiba Inu. Oh, that's that cryptocurrency stuff. Don't do it. Save yourself some money.
So is this a faceless channel doing voiceovers? I think it may be just from looking at the thumbnails.
Different people on every thumbnail.
Yeah, kind of make all the videos look like they're from different channels.
Yeah. I think that's what's happening here is probably a faceless channel, and yeah, we've seen a lot of this type of action on YouTube.
So I guess let's clarify, because I'm a little worried that we're kind of giving the vibe off that we don't really like faceless channels. I think that the challenges with faceless channels is that there are so many of them right now. How does this channel differentiate itself as, I guess, an investment channel versus all of the other investment channels and then faceless investment channels that are on YouTube? Because I've seen this style of thumbnail and title probably 1,000 times before from much more established channels. So what's going to make this channel different? And I can't see that yet. Granted, we're only 4 videos into this YouTube journey. But there's I guess a certain level of generic templating here that I'm seeing.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I think if anything, I mean, because faceless channels can do very well. It's been proven over the past couple of years that they can do extremely well, but they're also leveraging personality, right? They're leveraging personality. They're leveraging value and entertainment towards their viewers. So that's the key difference here. Now, can there be value in investing? Absolutely. But how are you going to differentiate, first of all? And, are you going to make people want to come back based on what the personality is? And I don't know. I mean, this could be robo voice for all we know. So I don't know. But
you should try something different. You got if you're in a whole bunch of people faceless channels, you gotta do something different, man. Put your face in there. Be the only faceless channel on YouTube. They'd be like, oh, I want that faceless channel. Let me get some of that Shiba Inu faceless face.
And then target audience, we're seeing in the description here: cryptocurrency, stock market, in index funds, real estate. They're all about making money, but in very different ways with very different assets available. Like I might be interested in cryptocurrency going forward, but I don't want to dip my hands into real estate because I haven't got the funds to really get into real estate. But
I can get you to invest in the Savage industry.
No, thank you, Savage. No, thank you. There.
I mean, you're lost.
Okay, what time are we on? Oh, that is it. We're up to the top of the hour, and we are at currently 996,656 subscribers.
Kept going up. I just want to point that out.
I said 670, so I was a little way off. I think, Jeff, were you closest? I seem to remember.
675 is what I was going for.
Oh, sorry. Dan, you thought it was going to go down. I can't remember what Travis said.
It was like 640, man. Look at that. But as soon as I came on, it skyrocketed. The subscribers skyrocketed.
So we're going to say goodbyes now. We'll obviously do some shout outs. As for next week, so we are going to do some sort of 1 million subscriber celebration with all of you, about you, and get you involved. But we don't obviously know when that's going to happen. So that live stream, whenever it takes place, may replace, be instead of the Tuesday channel audit live stream. But we'll keep you updated on that as we
We're
know more.
gonna review 1 million channels.
No, we're not. No, we're not doing that.
Why wouldn't we do that? It makes sense.
Unless you are volunteering to do that.
Listen, I can do them in 10 seconds each. There ain't no thing. Ain't no skin on my nose.
That's still going to take you many
Terrible,
years to do.
terrible. Done.
In the meantime, Dan, we do have a live stream tomorrow, and it is about.
Oh, you're doing that again. It's about Emily Baker. It's only about Emily Baker. No, Emily Baker's coming on. We're going to talk about community, building communities, how you can do so, how you can do so smartly, how you can do so safely.
Hey, you see, you recovered very, very well.
Don't worry, I'll be over there. In case people get bored of that, I'll come over there and make sure everyone stays awake.
Savage is threatening to make an appearance on there as well. So yeah, if you want to say goodbye now, we're going to be doing that. Josh Connects Media, goodbye to you. We're also going to say goodbye to Moonbeam 87. Also, who just said that? It was Nintenson. I guess that's a Nintendo channel. And I'm also going to say goodbye to Revenge of the Meeples, also here. Jeff, say goodbye.
Let's say goodbye to Albitastic. Let's say goodbye to Tutorials Mag. And let's say goodbye to our buddy Joe's Phenomenal, who's always showing us support in the chat.
I want to know who keeps why people keep doing this. Oh, where's the chat just gone? Somebody just said, and I see like 2 or 3 people say this every week, I've just turned up and it's finished. Is it because the notifications are not being sent out right, or people just think they're
I always get the notification.
It's because everyone's just getting off of school and stuff, and we're ending.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's probably what it is.
Dan, do you want to say goodbye to some people?
I
stop sharing the screen so this darn thing get off my face. What's wrong with you?
I'm doing it on purpose, Savage.
I just thought you'd be using the vidIQ tool that tells you when our viewers are online, but evidently.
All right.
DSG Studios, we'll see you later. Crawbat Master, maybe. We'll see you later. Starlife Studios, we'll see you later. Gnarly Nick something, we'll see you later. And Rabkey, goodbye to you.
All right, Savage. All right. It's over to you now for your special goodbyes, and then we'll end the show.
All right, everybody. I want to appreciate me for coming through. Definitely thank me for all these things. Supersonic Soy Sauce in the house with the quadruple S. Doing it big. We got Nero Romanius. I don't know what that means. But that's all right. We got the working kids, because every kid should be working. If you got kids, put them to work. The Ramblin' Rose. Doing it big. I love that Ramblin' Rose. And we got a couple more. Jewel Slime, my good goobly goo. All right now, baby girl, we got that. Sweetie Cat's World. If you got a Sweetie Cat's World. And of course, we couldn't do this without the incredible Kelly Campbell. I appreciate you, Kelly Campbell. Keep it savage, baby girl.